Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2025, and you are in the Java Cafe. It is a We Need to Know Wednesday. And so there's a few things that I am going to be very intentional about this morning. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, Dion. Good morning, Deron. And also Key617 over on Instagram. We'll go into Facebook in a minute. But as there has been and seems like life is just lifing in general, I want to remind us today of some things that we need to know about us. And so a quick shot of Java today. We're going to end at 10:30 because I got some business to take care of. We're going to talk about my visit to Salem State University yesterday as a fellow at the Berry Institute of Politics. Two of the institutes of politics here in Massachusetts, and the only one at a public institution. And so we got to chat with President Keenan yesterday and spoke with some young people. I have a new understanding or a new perspective on the word that you all know that I struggle with and love, which is resilience. And one of the students said something to me yesterday that really changed my perspective of it. So Miss Teresa, good morning. Good to see you in the room, along with our Mother Java in the room as well. And also Sister Debbie, good morning to you. I think I saw Deidre in the room yesterday. Her and my mother were conversing. Michelle D. Smith, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning as well. And so I'm going to start with the visit at Salem State University yesterday. And in the context of we need to know that this next generation of young people, though being reared and coming up in very interesting times, first of all, I went around the room and asked a few of them just to shout out their year of birth. And these big grown 20-something-year-olds are talking about 04, 05. I literally stood there and rolled my eyes like, really, y'all? But considering all that they have endured, there is something in this next generation that is very interesting in what they're observing and how it's influencing and forming their approach to change, particularly in these times in the last 3 weeks or so. So one of the things we need to know that the next generation, I think we're going to be all right. We had a conversation about, a lot of critique a few years ago about the younger generation with all the energy and, they didn't hold the line and got policy over the line and things like that. And there was what I call a middler there. Shout out to Brother Angel, who is the advisor to Tremana. Good morning. I hope you got my email back. I'll know better once I get the email from Salem State. But shout out to Reclaim Roxbury. They have a great event coming up, I believe, next Thursday. But getting back to Salem State, this generation that's in school now, I think we're going to be good. They're with all that they're coming up in, they are seeing a lot of the era of our ways, the generation right before them, what's currently going on in the political climate, and something in them it doesn't sit right with them. And so having the opportunity to influence and also mold and guide the next generation of civic leaders, writers, journalists, film producers, influencers. Yesterday, we spoke with the media literacy class. Shout out to, and I was saying Dr. Choi because my old boss was Dr. Choi, but Mr. Choi in the media literacy class. And then also I had the opportunity to speak to the Brotherhood and the Bees. And the Bees, I may get this wrong, so if any of you are on watching, it's Bold, Educated, Empowered, and Excellence. And it's the Sisters of Color at Salem State University. The Brotherhood, which was amazing to me, is inclusive of BIPOC brothers and whatnot. And so I had the opportunity to speak with them last night. and they wanted to know, in the media class and also in the group setting, they wanted to know the story, of course. We talked about branding. We talked about media literacy. One thing that is central I can see in my time at Salem State is media consumption. That is a central theme that I'm hearing from the students. We talked about, apps, people getting their news, misinformation, and things like that. So particularly with the Brotherhood and the Bees, shout out to them, Brother Angel, who's the advisor, and also Brother Ivan that was there, and young people, a young man from Houston, Brother Boney, who's from the Congo, was there. And so it has been an amazing experience. And you all keep April 25th in mind. That is the closing reception that is shaping up to be a show there on Salem State's campus. I also have to shout out former state representative and now college president, John Keenan. I got to sit with him yesterday. We talked politics. There was a picture of Marty Walsh on the wall. We talked about good old brother Marty, who I've actually communicated with this week. It is just like encouraging to be around these young people, and also at an institution that is a public institution, and also the Berry Institute of Politics is the only public institute of politics in Massachusetts. So, shout out to Hannah and also Cynthia and the team there. Definitely, Miss Teresa, thank you for holding the date. Not pressuring a lot of people because it is way up in Salem, but just hold that date and we'll keep more information about that. So, Boston Anthem and Boston at the good to see you over on Instagram. Welcome to the Java Cafe. What is it, Jimmy, that we need to know? It is perfectly clear that our Blackness is under attack. Our joy is under attack. Our contribution to this country is under attack and attempting to be erased. However, we've been here before as a people. This is not the first time. For those of us in this generation, it's interesting to feel the density of multiple things emboldened and open, that though a lot of these policies impact more than Black people, at the end of the day, when America catches a cold, the Black community does what? Get COVID. Side note, pay attention to what's going on, because with the CDC not posting what they used to, America leaving the World Health Organization, there's minimal chatter about another potential pandemic. My point is that with all of this attack going on, we need to know that we are strong. We need to know that we pull on our Black joy as a form of resistance. We need to know that as a great people of faith and a large population of a Christian faith, it's all right to pray. We need strength. We need and tap into your faith and pray. But when you pray, we need to know that we have been known to move our feet. This, notion of I'm not my ancestors' generation, to some respect. And I used to employ that saying, meaning that, maybe that statement kind of implies that there was fear, that they didn't do all that within their power it was to do. No, our ancestors set a great example for us to follow. Times are different. Social media, technology, and things like that. But we need to know that our ancestors set an example for us to come together, from as most recent as the Black Panther Party, and what we need to get ready to do to get a list of Black doctors and PAs and nurses and whatnot to be able to volunteer in spaces. The attack that happened on Medicaid, Social Security, and food stamps last night. We need to know that when the grind is on us, and if you look at the process of olive oil. It's a very the right kind of olive oil goes through a process of it being crushed and severely and this goes into this thing of resilience. Shout out to Brielle, who was my ambassador at Salem State yesterday. And we talked about resilience. And I gave her my opinion, which is that the way we become, stay, and maintain our resilience is to constantly be put in situations where we have to be resilient. That's an issue for me. Can we breathe? Can we get a break? And what Brielle said was, either way, and it's not verbatim, but she said, so your issue basically is it by choice or by force? I literally stopped walking down the street, and y'all know me, looked at her and rolled my eyes and said, you're not going to sit up here and change my way of thinking around resilience. My issue is we're going to be resilient one way or another. Do we choose to be with the notion of what I mentioned earlier this week? Do we integrate the processes into our mind, into our lifestyle for the purpose of understanding that when those things that come up that either make us strengthen or sustain our resilience, do we treat it like it's a personality? Oh, there you go. What's up, Supremacy? Not surprised. A little off guard for a second. You adjust and you keep it moving. Resilience by force is what we're dealing with now. The choice is, and I'm getting this in real time, we integrate the force and we choose to embrace it. Not a defeatist, not that it's okay. Ultimately, this integration and accepting the force, and we choose to be resilient, a form of our choice of resilience, I guess, is in integrating it. So the ultimate impact is when these things happen, the mental health impact is not as hard. I'll be very honest with you. I'm looking at social media about 1 o'clock this morning, woke up, don't fall asleep on the couch at like 10:30. Not recommended. And I saw something on social media that just had me for a few minutes. Like, wow, this is where we are. Again, it's the density and the emboldenedness and also the propagation and promotion, because we are in a 24/7 cycle of social media and media. And so Chanel Remy is in the building. Good morning. I ain't seen that pic before. Hi, Remy. Resilience is based in faith. I mean, faith definitely has to be applied to resilience, because you got to tap into, damn, yo, this hurts. This is messed up, but we're going to get through it. And that is faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Our faith got to be resilient. Lift your hands and tell the Lord, thank you. No, so let me stop. So with that, I want to encourage us to keep in mind our strength, our resilience, our joy, our intuitiveness, our innovation, our ability to bounce back. We need to know that we're going to get through this. We need to know that where possible, where we can't be united, we need to unify around a lot and be prepared. Because I'm telling you, it's very interesting times in the world and in the country. But from the mental health standpoint, we need to know that we are strong. Sometimes we don't have to be, we don't want to be, and we do. And we need to know that we need to give ourselves grace and rest. Told you what Shay Rose said the other day, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago from today. Your values should inform your self-care. I shared that with the young people yesterday. And a couple of them looked at me and was like, whoa. One of my values is authenticity. I'm going to be authentic and tell you all I have not been authentic in my self-care. Telling you all about it and I'm not practicing it. That's a deviation away from my values. So let your values inform your self-care. We need to know that we are our fight, when it's a fight and it may not be joyful, we need to be intentional about our joy and intentional about self-care. What are some ways that you all are fighting? What are some things that the community needs to know that have been best practices for you? I'll share first. It's aggravating. Did find a spot yesterday up in Salem. The drive, I got to tell y'all, the drive up there is wonderful. The fact that I'm leaving out of the outskirts of the city of Boston, good for my mental health. But you all know that two of my tools when it comes to self-care is Miami and then food, particularly sashimi, tartar, ceviche, seafood, anything almost anything that comes out the ocean. Right now, I can't get there. So I employ journaling. I employ breathing. I'm trying to get in the habit, and I'm at about 3 days a week, sometimes 4, of literally sitting for about 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and just meditating and breathing. I put on some brown noise in my headphone. Brown noise is like a little bit louder than white noise. And for me, it helps me, my brain, not to just be over the place. My best friend from high school was here a few weeks ago and we were talking and stuff. This ignorant Sumama said, yeah, I remember a few years ago, you said you be skating on the lines of ADHD. I can see it. I said, what? So I try in the morning to get everything. I do a list. So that's what I employ to practice self-care. What are you all doing? I see the first comment, and I'm going to try to go in somewhat of an order. Tashad said, unity is very important. Stay prayed up, stay informed, stay together. The answers are found in the collective. That's why spaces like these are so important. And spaces like Brother Jeff created last night. Tashad, I needed quiet time, and I walked in and saw the energy. I could tell it was a private event. I didn't register. I didn't have a ticket. I literally turned around and I was like, and Real Boston Media is not on. So I can say that y'all know I couldn't go in and get my table and sit where I wanted to sit. And so, okay. Miss Teresa, the density is great. The density is a great word to describe how thick in these trenches we are in and approaching. That's heavy. Heavy in the notion of it, but just a very deep statement. Belinda said he's going back to Miami. I don't know. I'll tell y'all, last night I was thinking about Amtrak if I do. Because these flights, and I know there's precious cargo when I'm on the flight. What's up, Dante Luna over on Instagram? Good to see you, brother. Oh, next week. I'll text you a couple of windows. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Amtrak in Miami. And also I'm like black cities with beaches. I need to reach Virginia Beach. Cause yeah, y'all know I was struggling with giving DeSantis money in his economy, but that balcony, that sunrise, Ocean Ave. All right, let's go to the comments. Leslie said, Miss Teresa said, I'll go with her first. Your self-care regime will change soon. Oh, it is. It's getting better. Miss Leslie said, I came home to sleep in my bed after sleeping in hospital with my son. You all keep Miss Leslie and her son in prayer, please. Reading for me is therapeutic, but lately I've been reading about previous resistance movements, especially Black ones and local ones. It's been so helpful. Yeah, we need to look at the life of Mel King, Sarah Ann Shaw, quite a few others here, Doris Bunty, maybe others, Carlos's father, Mr. Enriquez, and how they moved and got the Chuck Turner, how they got things done. There are some in our previous generation that set the example, fostered a mentorship for the next generation and trained them and set a good example before them. There were some, and then there were others. Michelle D. Smith, amen. Let your values inform your self-care. Tashad, I understand, Jimmy. Come to Hella Black Trivia next time. After the full day at Salem State, them young people wore me out in a good way. But Jesus, the exchange, the last session, I looked at Hannah and I was like, yo, I'm exhausted. And then it was like, come over here and sit and eat with us. I said, right now, the way I'm going to eat, my introduction to you all will not be through chicken wings and pepperoni pizza. And yes, I ate a little bit of chicken wings and pepperoni. I ate college food last night. Lord, don't let me put on a college 15 by the end of April, because I'm losing weight. All right, let's get focused as we get ready to wrap up. Belinda says, Vanessa said the same, Amtrak. Miss Teresa said, you can open your window and get some brown. Amtrak to Miami with the right cabin would be, for me, first of all, sleeping and riding. I told y'all, as soon as I sit down on the plane and buckle up, after I get my mimosa, when the plane is packing up, the motor, I don't know what it is. It puts me to sleep. So riding Amtrak to Miami, that would be dope. Lisa Marie White, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Dina, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Question off topic. Does a setup negate a person's wrongdoing? Like, does it make a difference? Does a setup negate a person's wrongdoing? Like, does it make a difference? Off topic. Okay, we're going to go back to that and explore that a little bit more. Michelle D. Smith, self-care, float therapy, which I've heard about. Newt's been trying to get me to go. Music, walking, and Revere Beach in nature, spending quality time with family and friends. Absolutely. We're going to go back to Dina's comment in a second. What she said was, question, off topic, does a setup negate a person's wrongdoing? Like, does it make a difference? If I understand, Hannah, I think this is Hannah from Salem State, Levine. I just say Hannah, but it is because I'm remembering an email. Hi, Hannah. Hannah's on from Salem State. My contact there, the associate director of the Berry Institute of Politics there at Salem State. Good to see you in the room. I just talked about the students and how I was exhausted because of the exchange. So great time there yesterday. Hannah, good to see you in the room. Thank you for the pictures this morning, and feel free to send any more. Nora took pictures, and so did Rio. So thank you. Hannah, thank you for everything. To Dina's point, question, off topic, does a setup negate a person's wrongdoing? Let's make a difference. So in the context of how I understand this, okay, I think we got more context here. I don't want to write the whole thing in the chat, but I read something a official ex-official wrote regarding their setup. Now, Dina, you know that I can put 1 and 1 together and get 3. So hold on 1 second. I think I know to what Dina's referring, and I'm going to find out in just a second if I'm right. So based on where I just looked, or what I think it is, it's not confirmed. Dina, stop laughing at me. It's not confirmed. Dina, this ain't fair. Can you just text me and put the first name of what I think you're referring? And then I will give some general commentary. So, in the context of what I think Dina's talking, and in general, oh God, and I said something earlier, and I'm not going to correlate it because I'm going to get in trouble. Shout out to the Davis system, who is over on Instagram, and Dina just sent me the text. Oh. That justifies the few seconds y'all gonna have to wait. Because if y'all saw what Dina just texted me, and I can't tell y'all because I'm gonna get in trouble, especially since Anthony's on. But Dina, this is for you. Let's take a sip. Dina. In general, if someone is set up in a manner that the entity, the individuals that are setting them up has a malintent, however, I would think that they are proceeding with the setup because they think that there's something that you have displayed that they think they can get you, generally speaking. I just look back at the text. Lord Jesus, help me. The intent of the entities and or people is wrong. And in the context of what Dean is talking about, and in general, and in these times, are there some motives to take people out, right, wrong, or indifferent, people's imperfections? If people are having impact, we've seen, quote unquote, these takedowns. The thing that we have to do is do our best while life is lifing, while we're not lawyers, while we're not accountants, while we're not fully versed in electoral ethical law. All aren't who are electeds. We have to try to do our best to not be put in a position to where entities and people see something that they think they can set us up. We need to know that we need to discern certain things. If you got that gut, hold on, trust it. So, to Dina's point, Sister Soraya, good. Did you get you Sister Soraya? You good? Wrong is wrong. My grandmother used to say, "Wrong is wrong, right ain't nobody." And then one of my teachers used to, or professor, I think at UMass, said, two wrongs don't make a right, but three rights make a left. So let me read Dina's full statement. Wrong is wrong unless yourself are recording the wrong as it happens and not just your words. Dina, it's 10:32, folks. We are 2 minutes over time. UC members, you get an hour today for listening to, I know Dina's going to text me after the show or being here with the laugh emoji. We're going to get ready to wrap up this morning. I got some things to take care of. We are back tomorrow for Thankful Thursday. I'll be real with y'all. I was going to cancel today. I'm good. I was tired. I slept till like 8:40 this morning. Part of me wants to cancel tomorrow just to have Thursday. I don't have anything tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days, nothing. Dina, forget you. Come in here to start in trouble. We'll let you know. If you don't see me tomorrow, I'm good. I'm just taking an extra mental health day. I just got through talking about being a little hypocritical and my values not better informing my self-care. So, yes, ma'am, Sister Sarai. Where's Milagro? I don't see her this morning. Tuesday, Thomas, good morning. Good to see you in the room. I haven't seen Milagro this morning. And either I don't have any appointments or Alexa is working with me because I forgot to turn her off. So, okay. Have a great day too, Leslie, Ma, and Sharon. Please don't forget. Did I say Sharon Cornelius today? Sharon Cornelius. Good morning. Please add Milagro. Whatever. Just that comment in itself, you acting up. I'm in here behaving. That's why I haven't seen you on. You being quiet. All right. Sharon, good to see you in the room. Milagro, good to see you in the room. You all, please, Sharon and Ma, add Leslie and her son Leslie, if you don't mind. Please type your son's name in the comments. And so Ma and Sharon and the other members of the Mother's Board can specifically pray for him. Leslie, you Mother's Board, you can let them know privately exactly what it is that if you're comfortable, what they need to pray for. Ari, good morning. What you doing Saturday, Ari? I just said I was going to do 4 days straight of nothing, but Ari, text me and let me know if we can get together on Saturday. All right, y'all are in here acting up now. Y'all already got He Is a Miracle. Leslie, don't start in here. And if you need to, pop him on one of these Testimony Tuesdays for a few minutes and All right. Been quiet. It's misbehaving. Milagro, I appreciate you. There's so many of these things that are in the Java Cafe that have happened over the last 5 years that is just amazing. And this is one of them. Here go Mama Java. We've been talking. All right, Ma. Y'all are already checking in and doing what it is you all need to do. Aaron, I just saw in the building. Where'd she go? Aaron, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. I'm going to be in the room with Aaron later. Might be a little bit, well, I'll do the personal stuff after. So that's it for us this morning. UC members, again, you all get an hour. I am actually coming on tomorrow because I need to celebrate someone as we get ready to close out Black History. There are actually 4 people I want to acknowledge tomorrow who are local, who have made history, are making history, keeping history, and will further inform and capture history as the next generation of history makers. So we will come together tomorrow at 10 a.m. to close out Black History Month. All right. Whatever, Milagro. All right, y'all have a great day. We'll see all of you tomorrow at 10 a.m. as we close out Black History Month. Thank you all for being with us this morning and have a great day. Appreciate each and every one of you. Peace.